Hello everyone and welcome to Murders at Karlov Manor draft. And I think I will take the Gatekeeper. It is not a bomb rare, but definitely an incredibly efficient. Well, not just efficient, but it can be quite useful. It has multiple use cases for the disguise version, and of course you can play it as a 2-mana 3/2. Usually you don't want to play it disguised. You can save your own things or trade down your opponent's big thing, which can be non-land permanent, not just a creature. So yeah, it's the pick here. I think I would also be fairly happy to take the Buried in the Garden as the first pick. Market Watch Phantom is decent also. Maybe, well, I guess I could first pick it, but the white-green uncommon would be picked over it. Right. I wonder how should I approach this pack, because there's a good reason to just pick the Runebrand Juggler, which most likely wouldn't go to the same deck as the Unyielding Gatekeeper. It's still good, because you can always disguise this, as with colorless mana, of course. Or with, let's say, generic mana. It's a different thing. Because, there's a 5-drop, there's this 4-drop. Yeah, I just think the best card in the pack is this, and I hope to be able to play at least one of these cards in the eventual deck. That's a good idea in the start of a draft, to just pick the best cards, even if they won't fit the same deck, because you want to maximize the number of good cards in your deck. So if you mostly pick only good cards, that's a good way of achieving that. Right. Another decision point here. Yes, there is a Dog Walker. I could just take it. But there's also Thin Street Gossip, which I quite like. The mana to, do the face down stuff is going to be very significant, and this has also vigilance. You have a 4/4 that can attack for 4 and then still block. So that's a nice one, but of course the Dog Walker is 2-drop and very good. None of these is gonna be that great with the Runebrand Juggler. The Dog Walker will go with the Unyielding Gatekeeper. I guess I'll have to take it. It's just gonna be the pick. And yeah. There is a Slimy Dual Lich, by the way. I was actually considering that I'll just take the tracker here to go with the white and red stuff, but it's not as good as the Dual Lich. I think I should still take the best card, which in my opinion is the Dual Lich, and I can still decide based on what the colors will be open what to draft. I think I can pass the tracker even if I end up being white. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But this is a very good card. I want to absolutely have this card if I end up in black. Alright, so here there is an Extract a Confession. I think I'll just take that. This pack is not so amazing anymore, and I already took the Dual Lead, so I don't think I'm taking the Grift Note tracker now. I'll take the this removal spell, which is quite nice for an Edict. And okay, there's a Consign to Oblivion. This is from Amonkhet, or is this Hour of Devastation? Anyway, the same block. It is a good card in blue-black, I think. There's another blue-black card here. There's a Hustle and Bustle. How to do it? This is not a strong pack necessarily. I haven't taken any blue, so should I take a blue card now? I guess I could, because I do have 2 good black ones. I could take one of these blue-black cards. Okay, I'll take the Consign to Oblivion. Maybe this could be a blue-black deck. This is all over the place, as you might see. There's not really any kind of a clear signal. Here there's a Crowed Haunch, there's a Slice from the Shadows, Innocent Bystander. I'll take the Slice, it'll work. you know, in most of these options I have here available, and I think black might be one of my main colors, given that this will be now my third, you know, mono black card. That's something I'm happy to play. We know all these three black cards are cards I'm happy to play. And here we have a Fair Flight. I quite like it, and I did take the Consign to Oblivion. So maybe I'm just taking the Fair Flight over something like a Sanitation Automaton. It's a decent card, but if I play blue, I'd rather have access to this card. The Alle Assailant is like okay, but not super important. So let's take this one here. And here we have a Toxin Analysis, we have a Sudden Setback, Defenestrated Phantom. I guess white wasn't very open, I might just abandon it. I like the setback. I'll take the setback here. Let's maybe be blue-black here. Now, okay, the best card is green. There's the Cerebral Confiscation. I'm not sure how much I like this card in general. I think I'll just take this. If I end up in green, I will have at least one playable green out of this pack. And here we have a Case of Gorgon's Kiss, which is not very easy card to solve, and if you can't solve it, it's very, you know, unexciting. I might just take the Crocodile. I wouldn't mind playing this in a blue-black deck. I take the Multipede. I'm not a big fan of the Rope. Okay, I got one of these, but it goes to straight to sideboard. All right. Well, there's the not Quest to Kill. There is that too, but there's a Deadly Cover-Up. Which is going to be the pick here. And this would be a good second option to take here, but I do think the Destroy All Creatures card is gonna be now my choice. And I will definitely be playing at least black. We will see about the other color then. War Leader's Call. So imagine if I somehow like forced white red after taking the Dogwalker, I would get this amazing payoff for it. Now, I can still take it, but it's going to be tough. Dogwalker, Unyielding Gatekeeper, and the War Leader's Call would mean I have 3 cards for the white-red archetype. And this is pack 2, pick 2. There's nothing really for black and blue. I mean, like an unauthorized exit. There are other good white cards here too. I guess there's a Fairy Snoop, but I actually don't think it's that amazing. Alright, I'm gonna keep it now. The possibility open that I will just be a white-red deck. As crazy as it sounds. The Reenact the Crime, the triple blue, it makes it really tough to cast. There's nothing good from black or blue actually. I mean, nothing amazing at least. I could be like a multiple color deck, but I would rather not be. Makeshift Binding. I actually like the Concealed Weapon like a little bit more. Yeah, this is now pretty crazy. I will need white and red to be very open here. And I need also 2 drops, which I am not getting here, which is bad news. Should I do some... What should I actually do? Because this is potentially a train wreck draft. That's what it is, potentially. Do I have to just go for it? Take the Forum Familiar and keep that. I could take this too, but I guess I'll take this one. But now we will really need. I mean, I would just need a constant stream of white or red cards. But the problem is that I don't really have many blue cards in here, so I could take like a Repeat Offender, Presumed Dead. Should I just take like the Essence of Antiquity? That's really bad. On the Job is better for a white-red deck. This is the best card in the pack. I don't want to take it, but I guess I took it already. This is maybe horrible. Burden of Guilt, not the greatest. Shadowy Backstreet. I don't know why I took this. I'm not gonna be green-white. I'm at least not base green-white. Case of the Filch Falcon. Okay. Shadowy Backstreet. Maybe I will take the land if I just have to. you know, splash for something. I'm totally. This is not what I usually have. What usually happens to me in drafts, but now this draft has been so weird, so weird indeed. Um, let's try to get something done here. Okay, let's take the metal youths. Can I be white red? I cannot because I need some early drops and I don't have them. I don't have any. I'm taking the gravestone strider because this is gonna go to my deck no matter what it's gonna be like. It's a 2-drop and so on. Okay, frantic scapegoat coming back. Well, and demand answers is a card you can play, so let's take it here as well. And then there's something like unauthorized exit. Cryptex. Okay, thinking cap. Well, homicide investigator. That's a really good one, but there's also reckless detective. So now I have to make the actual choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't think I can get enough white and red out of this pack, and I have a good start for a black something. So I'm gonna take the investigator, which is also a really good card. And I really don't know what my deck will look like. I could be splashing for something. There's the Wispringer Vampire. Another scapegoat. Connecting the dots isn't actually that bad either. So if I am gonna splash for the Warrior's Call, and I can play a Dogwalker in any red deck, I can splash the Gatekeeper too. Maybe this is white, black, red, black splashing for white. I think that's what it's gonna be. So do I want to splash for this, or do I want to just take another scapegoat here, or maybe even the extract a confession? I think I'll just take the scapegoat. I know I could take the connecting the dots, but I'm not sure how aggressive I'm gonna be. You have to empty your hand for that. Alright. Another War Leader's Call? Sure. I don't care at this point anymore. I'm just gonna do this and see what happens. Either I can actually be white-red, or I'm gonna have a splash, which is gonna involve black. I'm gonna cut this and this and this and this and this, because these cards I won't be playing. And this I won't be playing. That's a bad one. Case file auditor. Cease and desist. Well, you can always play this as a cantripping thing. Maybe it's the macabre reconstruction. Maybe it's just a toxin analysis. I don't have a lot of creatures, so that's why I'm not thinking that the macabre reconstruction is that good, but I guess I'll still take it over the toxin analysis. Because the toxin analysis isn't that great either if you don't have a lot of creatures. I'm almost tempted to take the Basilica Stalker, but maybe I'll still take the murder here. Yeah, fine. I don't know what the deck is gonna look like. I have a mass removal here. I have weird stuff. I could have been in some kind of 5-color deck. I wouldn't mind the Technician, but I think I'll just take the 2-drop now. And I don't have a lot of fixing here. Only one land, I think. Yeah, getting 2 War Leaders Calls is great, but I have not a lot of creatures. That is bad. This deck is gonna be horrible, I'm guessing. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, as you can see, there's no creature here I can play. I can take this, but this requires double white to turn face up. I can play a call, a surprise witness, which will bring something back, but I'm gonna just splash for that. It's very weird. Go-Hound versus Sanguine Savior. I think I'll just take the Savior here. I can always disguise it and then use black mana to turn it face up. Well, here we at least have creatures. Do I need another Strider just to have my mana better? Or a big or expensive thing here? Even this is a possibility. I think I'll just take the Strider. I feel like I need to mana fixing here. Polygraph off. Magnifying glass. I don't like the orb, but I guess I could play the magnifying glass. And I get a gadget technician. That's nice. So this will be black-red splashing for white. Okay. And I got this as a last pick. That's nice. Yeah, it's not my proudest draft, but in the end, I think it's fine. So I'm mostly splashing for the War Leader's Call. I think the meddling youths can be splashed. It's a 5-drop. This is disguise creature, and this gatekeeper is a disguise creature. I can splash them because I don't need to have white to make them useful. Call a surprise witness will be going away. Dog Walker will often be a disguised creature. This also, that's a lot of 3-mana things, but it's okay. I don't need the multi-peat necessarily, unless I want to have just the creatures. I don't think I need the macabre reconstruction though. This could be a 6-drop, so I'm gonna keep it at that slot. That is now 16 creatures. Do I want to play a 4-mana 3/4? Because I have a double War Leader's Call. That of course makes it so that you want to have a reasonable number of creatures in the deck. I don't think I have too much synergy with the Forum Familiar, and I have all these 3-drop things, disguise things, that I think the Forum Familiar is the cut here, and I might cut still a... I don't want to go below 15 creatures though, with double Anthem effect. So maybe the Magnifying Glass is... Now either it's a... I mean, if I cut this, then I would play 17 lands. But maybe I can play this as the 17th land for some reason. I don't know why would I prefer that. I kind of like the multi-P just to, you know, have a reasonable creature count. This doesn't fix my mana or anything, so maybe I can just cut that. And yeah, because if this is my sort of 17th land, then it's a colorless producing land, and this deck definitely needs all the mana fixing it can have. I have only the double Strider here, and then the Shadowy Backstreet, and that's it. I saw some of the mana fixing lands, but I didn't really pick them. So is there anything I shouldn't have here? This is gonna be a double red turn face up, though that's okay. So the only things I actually need white mana for are the double War Leader's Call and then the meddling youths. I will play the Demand Answers. That will be a fine way to, you know, dig into my colors, for instance. I don't know how good the Scapegoat is going to be, but I feel like I want to have the creature count as large enough to make these anthems really good. So I suppose I'm going to have it around. I do have one equipment I can put on the 1/1s to make them significant creatures somehow. Yeah, that is the deck. The multi-beat seems a bit fun, but I have a few ways to, you know, make creature cards leave my graveyard. And well, do I have exactly one way? Because there's the extract a confession with collect evidence. I guess there is a deadly cover-up, but then if I'm gonna collect evidence with this, well, it will trigger the multi-beat, but the multi-beat would die along everyone else, so I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. So the multi-beat is mostly to be a 4-mana 3/4, but if I have one of these, it's gonna be a 4-mana 4/5, and I guess it's good enough. Alright, weird deck. Oh man, should I have this as mana fixing? But it's collect evidence 3, that means you have to have at least 5 cards that cost 3 or more, or of course you can have 2 2-mana cards. 2-mana card and a 1-mana card to collect evidence. Because you don't really play this just to add extra mana, you play this to get the draw 3 cards. And I'm not sure how easy it's going to be here. I guess given the cards in my hand, it's not in my hand but in my deck. No, I have a lot of 2s. For example, these things are only one value 2, so it will be so difficult that I don't think the Cryptex is worth it, even though it would help me a little bit with the mana. But I'm gonna count on the Strider and the land here. Yeah, this deck is kind of a mess, but this is what it is now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's add some lands here. Not the island. Oh, I don't need that many planes. So this is now 7. I feel like I might need 2 planes here still. The Strider does work for every color I have. So this is now 8 for black, 7 for red. Plus the 2 Striders. My turn 1 scapegoats might not always happen. When I have this in my hand, I might not have the mountain for it. But the other option is to cut a plains or a swamp and have one more mountain. Well, I will need double black, so I'm not going to cut a swamp here. But if I cut a plains, I guess I'll just count on these Striders having, being alive. That just has to be it. These Striders are also a way to actually cast a Technician without going through the disguise. And I do have the reset button of Deadly Cover-Up. If I have this in my hand, I can play like slowly and then wrath the board and then play the contents of my hand. Oh, by the way, there's another way for this multipede to work. It's the Striders. I can exile these from my graveyard and they will trigger the multipede. So there's something. Alright, Trainwreck draft, but this is what it is. Let's see how the matches go. Well, with demand answers, I can play the Walder's Call. I'm gonna get a swamp at some point, or some way to get black mana, and this will be a good hand. I can actually play the Walder's Call on turn 3, which is gonna be somewhat valuable, I would suppose. The opponent also was kind enough to mulligan, so maybe they don't come out of the gate blazing. Thinking cap, alright. Okay, that's a play I can make. These Warrior's Calls don't, by the way, combine very well with the leech I have, but I think when I have this on the battlefield, it's gonna be good anyway. Now, what is going to be my demand answers? I feel like losing the mountain is a mistake, because I might not draw a land in my top 3 cards, and then it's going to be miserable. So it is going to be the juggler. Okay, there is a swamp. And there's a deadly cover. Oh, that's I do need second swamp for that, but this is gonna be interesting now. If I draw a swamp on the next turn, I might go for well, let's see how they are gonna do things. Do they play even more creatures? Are they just gonna equip the thinking cap for 3 and attack for 3? Or do they have a disguise creature? Also, without having the second black, this is a risky. Alright, well, now the game plan is very simple. I will rat the board on the next turn. I'll take whatever damage this is gonna be. And I hope they have another creature here. Taking 6. The life linker might get me some life back. Okay, well, they had nothing. Oh, are they gonna have a counter spell on this? Wow, if they have a counter spell on this. Because there is a 2-mana counter, and there's an uncommon 2-mana. There are 2 counter spells in the format, 1 common and 1 uncommon. It's possible they didn't have a disguise creature. What would be my play? I mean, murdering this guy is an option. Maybe I'm gonna have to go for that. I do think I have to play around a counterspell in this case, maybe. I will murder the private eye. See what happens. If they have the uncommon counterspell, they might go for it. Okay, I'm back to 10, so soon I won't be playing the cover-up. Okay, there's that unknowing. They will get a clue from that, but it's time to go for this. Should I... No, because I have an extract a confession. Although... Nah, I'm not going to use that, because I can check what's in their hand, though. That's somewhat valuable, absolutely, but... this is tough. Maybe I am supposed to. I don't like that if I extract if I collect evidence here, I will have 5 out of 6 for this thing. I would have to exile my entire graveyard. And I might need this as the big version on the next turn. I don't know how likely it is, but I'm gonna just go for this. They will get a clue here, so this is not so great for me, but I'm gonna at least attack for 2 and they get pinged here. Now, that wasn't the greatest threat. And I used yeah, I don't know if they had a counterspell or not, but I think it was worth playing around. Well, there goes part of some of my evidence, but I will still have, well, something. Not enough to make this work, but of course I will just make them sacrifice that flyer immediately. So do that, and I can actually do this. Yes. Although I actually do want to. Don't want to suspect this guy. If they would need 2 flyers. Huh. I don't know if I should suspect it. Okay, fine. I will suspect it. And I think I need maybe to gain the life, so I'm gonna do this. Because this gives me another creature I have a lifelink, so I'm gonna do that. And now this is a Menace 3 power lifelink flyer. So much of that. Another scapegoat. This is 2/2 haster thanks to the World Leader's Call, so... And it has at least suspected still, so they need 2 blockers for this. And every creature I play will ping them once, and if I get more tokens, I have at least Dog Walker in the deck. Lands are of course the worst possible things. This might be the 3/2 that dies into a 2/2, but I'm still attacking with the first scapegoat too. Alright. I think if I didn't draw a land here, I would have been in a very good shape, but now it's a little bit more difficult. They might be able to stabilize. I do play 17 lands, and this is now 8 out of them. I have a 9 and 16, sorry, 9 and 14 left in the deck. Oh, come on. Life linking Aurelia. What is this? And I got this, which would have been amazing if... This thing has lifelink. This thing has lifelink. All was wasted. I hate this. I hate it. I even drew the second Warrior's Call. Now I just lose the race unless I draw a removal spell. Which I'm not sure if I even have. I have used a lot of them. The Extract the Confession, and then there's the Deadly Cover Up and Murder. I don't think there is anything. But now we will lose if I don't draw. Well, I drew... I drew something. Yeah, sure. Alright. They get the Delta 2. I will actually be able to trade with this. Can I? Yeah, because my token will obviously be... you know... a 3-3. They... might equip that thing though. Should I... I'm gonna suspect it. Whatever. Man, they got... I was so winning if they had like anything but orderless Vindicator here. Okay, they didn't go for equip. Now do they have interaction for this thing? It's very simple. If they don't, I think I might even just win. If they do, it's game over. Yeah, alright. Freak that. I actually... Well, they had to have exactly a lifelinker. I guess it could have been a Sanguine Savior, but that wouldn't have gained them so much life and dealt so much damage to me and eaten one of my guys. Whatever. That's that. I don't think there's anything I can do. This deck is almost never gonna sideboard. There's the return 2 creatures from your graveyard. Maybe that's something in some matchups, but not in this one. Alright, no lands. Thank you. And this is a playable hand. I am gonna play these things face down because I have 2 of these anthem effects. The Dogwalker is so much better when it spawns the, you know, when it spawns the creatures. Let's do this. No counter spells there. That is a good one. Okay, so I'm going to offer the trade. They are not gonna block because I have 5 mana here. And then I can just do this, and then I can play the Sanguine Savior. And I will try to save the Slice from the Shadows for Aurelia. Oh, I guess the Gatekeeper can work here too. But yeah, I will take the 7 damage now. This lifelinker will give me a bunch of life back. And of course, if they have both of these tapped, they have not much blockers. Well, they do have 5 mana, of course, available there, but we'll see. Okay, loot. This thing, of course, pumps their detectives, if you were wondering why these are larger than usual. It's because of the private eye. Murder. That's not too bad. I wonder if I can kill the private eye. Well, let's try attacking here, I think. Yeah, I don't like that they are clearly having something. They might have the bounce spell, for instance, which is annoying. If I use a murder, by the way, that means I won't be able to turn this guy face up. So I'm thinking about just turning it face up and, you know... Okay. Okay, now is the moment of truth. I'm gonna actually not do necessarily anything quite yet. I let them block the face down creature. So now the question is... I'm gonna gain so much life that I absolutely should do this. So I'm gonna do this. And I think they might be bouncing something, but... I'm gonna get at least 3 life. They can't bounce both of these. The burden of proof in there. I'm gonna still get... Okay, so I actually can still kill this guy if I so choose. It will still, you know, my dog walker will die. So is it better to play the gatekeeper? I'm facing a lot of damage here, but of course I do have these 2 2s in here. Yeah, my dog walker dies anyway, so I think it's better just to let this happen. And play this face down. And I am at 15, so it's not too dangerous, and I have these kill spells in my hand. This says that if they draw a second card of the turn, then they can make one of these detectives unable to be blocked. All of these are detectives, of course. Okay, they get loot. They still have 2 mana up. This thing does spawn a 2/2 token, which is a detective. So the private eye would work with that. They would get a loot and so on. Okay, so they are gonna be now defensive, and okay, they are now tapped out. That is good. Good news. Do they continue? They didn't want to loot, so they absolutely like the card in their hand. This costs 2 mana. This is 3. So I guess I can do 2 of these 3 things. And if I choose to play murder and slice from the shadows, the slice is gonna be -2, -2, which is actually enough if I choose in a particular way here. Okay, this is not easy. I can make this into ground 2/2, and then I can kill the private eye. I think I'm gonna do that. That also makes them unable to get the... Oh, I should have maybe not done this right now. I mean, I did... no, sorry. This inspector was always gonna trigger. It doesn't matter. Now, if I do... I could even kill the tracker, I guess. I have 1 timeout. I need to figure out if I need to kill the private eye immediately, or... I think I don't want them to block with this thing, so I do need to kill the private eye. Before blocks, and then I can just attack with everything, and I will trade with the... Yeah, I'm gonna do this. They don't have that great blocks in here. I want them to commit to as many blocks as possible here right now. Now they're gonna take 4, which I like quite a bit. I go for the 14 here. Now again, if I can draw at least some number of spells here, that would be good. Okay, if this is an Oriole, I at least can. Okay. Well, that is not bad. It's a 2/4 that pings them for 1. Alright. If this is Aurelia, they can actually do shenanigans with its ability, so I think I have to do it right now. I have to kill it. I would like to actually kill this one too. But then if this is Aurelia and I kill something else, I'm going to lose the game. So that's just how it goes. There's no way around it. I can't even play my Strider here, but you know, but that happens. I'm gonna kill this guy before they get to untap. It was a witness, so if I knew it was that, I would have actually I would have killed the researcher instead, because in that case I would have been able to attack with the both 2/2s, and you know, in that case, they would either go to 2 or trade with the witness. Thinking cap does make their clock faster, but I have to take the 4 now. There's nothing else to it. Yeah, I don't like that they top decked that. I want to top deck a spell now too. I'm not gonna double block it and lose both my guys. Now I need to top deck a spell. Let's have that. Well, that is a spell. It is a spell. I can try attacking first. Maybe they will use. Maybe they will use the forensic researcher. I don't think they will, but always worth a try. They go down to 2. And I have a 2/2 now, and I think that means they are not gonna have an easy time attacking anymore. Okay, they are gonna use evidence. I guess they do have 6 uses for the researcher, so they can do that. The game is probably not going to last 6 turns, so... Hey, they conceded. So I guess because they were not going to lose... Well, actually they were. If they have a land, I can just attack with 4. And they, whether they tap or not, they will take 2 here. Okay. It goes to game 3, then they have a burden of proof. Call a surprise witness. I can return a bunch of these things, but I'm not sure if it's that necessary. The macabre reconstruction is... I mean, I could have gotten 2 guys back here. What is worse? This is now 15 creatures. Now I have the homicide investigator too. I haven't drawn that. I don't think the trades unnecessarily gonna happen that often here. I'm gonna just use the same deck. Yep. Well, I'm keeping these. I have all the colors, and you know I can play this stuff. So that's that. Okay, that's even better. It's nice to know. It's nice to draw, you know, spells into a 5-land starting hand. Okay. No, and of course the second draw was all land. Couldn't be that lucky that I would have drawn 2 spells there. But let's see if I can get 2 out of 3. Yes, I can. So, the question is, do I... Oh yeah, I don't have the creature that can make blue mana, so this is not a tough question at all. I just play this, because this Stalker might be... do I need this to become... No, I'm gonna decline this. I might actually consider blocking the Consultant, maybe. Because it's a safe block. Well, it's not a safe block, because they can use a trick to get rid of my guy, but... Maybe I'm willing to trade this with a trick. But it's a safe attack for them. They could have an attack because I can't do anything. I might take an extra one. Okay, they choose to not attack with anything. And now, actually, this is the situation that I sometimes am annoyed by. You know, the one that they are in. They have a 2-color deck with only plains. I have a 3-color deck with a mountain, swamp, plains without mana fixing on turn 3. Right, so let's make an attack. This is not going to attack into that board. But I'm going to make this attack here. And I think it is worth getting the 1/1 flyer here, so let's do that. The flyer won't be suspected either. Now they might still have an Aurelia here, so I need to draw one of my removal spells and hold on to it. Well, there it is. Oh man. So much of the damage raise. Okay, I need to extract a confession. And I need extra stuff in my decline this graveyard for that. 2 more things. I will go down to 10. I can play my 3/4 flyer though, which can actually try to trade with Aurelia. Could I draw the thing that makes me discard a card and draw 2 cards? I can't. I actually, well, I kept 5, but I have drawn a bunch of... I guess it's 50-50 lands and non-lands, which I'm not a fan of. I'm going to attack with everything, because if I'm lucky, the Mortbeard will die. I guess. And then I can use Extract a Confession. Okay. Counter spells, bounce spells, something. Decline this. I would very much like to block with the Stalker. Okay, that cannot block detectives. This is not a detective, but then again... Hey, it doesn't actually remove the ability. I get to surveil here. Now if I surveil a non-land, I will be able to extract a confession. Okay, I'm taking 7. I'm getting 1 life back though. Well, that's an actual removal spell. Right. So I think I will... I won't be getting the life in this turn. There's just no way. I need to do this pre-combat for that to work. So I'm not gonna attack with that. I'm going to attack maybe with... Because this is 2 removal spells. Yeah, I'm doing this, and now let's see if I am... Surveil. Okay, well, I'm definitely surveilling this. It's not collect evidence kind of a thing, but... I made a mistake. Oh man, I'm such a fool. The private eye will be a 4 power creature. Oh man. I have to jump block it now that I don't have the... Why am I such a fool? Because if I now play Extract a Confession... I wasn't supposed to attack with the 1-1. This 1-1 was supposed to be blocking. I didn't realize that they have the thing in cap which is gonna... I can't make creatures leave my graveyard on their turn. The attack with this was okay, this can't block, and I wanted to gain 1 and surveil. But I wasn't supposed to attack with this, because that allows me to double. I guess this will be a 4-5. No, it doesn't actually even matter. But I could have gotten a jump block out of that. But this is a sorcery. I need to use this now and they will just sack the consultant. Well, I mean, I have to do that. There's nothing up. I really wish I could have gotten this life gain from this. +4 life here would have been great, but well, there's not even point, you know, letting them. There's not even point, you know, doing this on my own turn. I can just wait with the slice from the shadows. But yeah, this is not good. This has ward, but this can't be, you know, countered. So let's just do this with 4. Yeah, so I guess I needed to leave, like, well, I don't know, thinking cap was nasty. At least they didn't get to draw 2 cards, because then this would have been just straight up unblockable and I would have lost regardless. Granite Witness, okay, game, well, okay, I kept the 5-lander, yes, but also I drew more than 50% lands in this game, so, oh well. And you know, I did surveil a land to graveyard too, you know, I saw this, so this is a total of sort of 7. Yeah, that's too much land. Okay, the Strider will give me the mana, so let's keep this 3-lander. Surveil, no surveiling. Okay, there's that thing again. But I did lose 2 games to Aurelia in that game. This is an annoying thing, but let's play the Anthem now and start doing some pings. There's the face down thing, so this will grow quite large. I think I will try to need to try to get rid of it. I can just cast this. This thing has reach though, and that is the problem. I guess I can play the concealed weapon. Well, let's do this anyway. And when this is turned face up, this will get a counter and the center will get a counter. So hopefully I can get my second black before this gets too out of hand. Well, that is a sort of a game plan, but I guess I'm just going to now... I could play an equip actually. There's no shame in that. They will probably just do the... block, because this is 6 power. Or maybe they have some trick, but I have to try this. Not on my watch, it's exiled. Alright, so now game plan is very clear. I get a swamp, while the Strider is hopefully alive. And Okay, if they're gonna kill it. Maybe I wasn't supposed to. Maybe I was too hasty. I kind of thought that. Okay, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow with these mana bases. The only thing I can do is play a 1/1 that can't block. Let's do that then. I mean, one swamp isn't gonna save me anymore, so. Yep, I'm dead in 2 attacks. There goes the Strider. Well, there is the swamp now. Imagine if I had double black here, but my mana base is truly bad. I can't attack with the haster, so that's why I'm gonna, do this. And I can maybe survive one more turn, because this is now 6 damage they can deal if I block the 3/3 guy here. So I can actually draw another swamp right now, which I did. Hey, the game is actually on. Oh, do they actually take the damage? Oh, I wasn't expecting. Why didn't they jump block with the Rubble Bird Maverick or something? That's insane. They're actually gonna die. Imagine if I had now 2 creatures. They would just die. I have 1. But if I had 2, they would die. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna rat the board. And then I just need to cast 1 creature, because they took 5 when I have Warrior Leader's Call active with cards in hand. Now, am I gonna lose somehow here? Because I have the... I have this thing. Okay, this should be enough now, because I can play this and I can play the Stalker. I don't think I had any business winning this game. I had no business winning this game. But the opponent did take the 5 for no actual reason. They had an easy jump block there. Because even if I didn't have the rat, I could have had 2 creatures post-combat. Maybe they just didn't remember that this actually pings for each creature I play. Alright, I'm not going to change anything. Neither did they, because it's so quick sideboarding. Alright, this is fine. They mulliganed. I have a rat plan here again. I don't know how I won that game, but it was opponent's decisions that played part in that. So I can actually start aggressing here. I'm not gonna just play nothing until I rat, and I'm gonna suspect this guy. So let's deal some damage. Or maybe not if there's another creature for them right away. Surveil 2 forests. Okay, no. So this might be one of those games where the rat isn't going to be that great if I have more creatures than they, but I can start sandbagging creatures at some point in my hand. If it seems like they're going to... If it seems like they are going to just extend the board here. This needs to be blocked by 2 guys, so I think I can do it so that I'll just attack with both. And then I can do the... I can turn it face up, the... Yeah, I can do this. This is fine. They lose their board, and I get to play my Strider. And, well, not this turn. This is, of course, 3 mana to turn face up. Okay, only this one thing. I need the Strider to play the meddling youth, so I think I'm not going to do the Rat. They know about the Rat, so I'm just gonna, you know, do this. Just play stuff. And if they somehow use all their cards to kill my things, yeah, well, we'll see. There's that. I guess they're gonna attack with that now, which is okay to me, and I can attack with the meddling youths. I could even investigate, but then they would be getting a free kill, so I'm going to... Now that I have the white mana, I'm actually thinking if I should in fact do a little bit differently. Equip cost is only 2. This has vigilance. Let's do it like this. I want to have the vigilance apply here. No blocks. Alright, alright. So now it seems like they might go for some kind of a, you know, kill the Dogwalker and then attack with everything. So I'm gonna do this now, and I can maybe... That's fine to draw. I can maybe do the deadly cover up. Makeshift binding. That's fine. Wrench. Well, they can draw a card with that thing. So I'm going to rat the board. After that I will have 2 mana, so I might as well attack here. Haha, they actually take the 4 here. Didn't they learn anything from the previous game? And that face down creature was a Culvered Ambusher. I have still these creatures left. +3/+0 equipment. +3/+0, by the way, is no joke when the equip cost is such a cheap one. Am I gonna play the Technician here? I think it's worth playing the Technician rather than try to deal 3 other damage here. Interestingly, they decided to use that. Well, they didn't know what this would have been. But now they need to have another kill spell or they will get dealt 7. They do have another kill spell. Well, it's top deck war. And then I have a 4-power scapegoat in here. That was a pretty darn good top deck, you know, when you have this equipment lying around. No, did they have just... Okay, they had actual 3 removal spells in their hand. Well, now it's an actual top deck war because we both have an empty hand. What did they immediately get? Sentry is not good, but it will be better if they get more. If they get more, you know, disguise creatures. Do they draw a sentry into this? Yes, they did. Well, that's what happens in top deck. One player draws lands, the other player draws gas. Yeah. I guess this is not any bigger than that, so there's that, but I'm still under a clock and I need to immediately draw something. They get to surveil because they got the land with, you know, they're one of the rare lands. They kept that thing on top. Well, the Mortipede is great. Alright, that's no joke, unless this is another removal spell, because the Mortipede can actually gain lifelink now at instant speed, thanks to the Gravestone Strider here. But is this just a removal spell? No, it is. It's a good one because they get a jump block and a card. But this also gets menace when I use the Strider. But Please draw a land at some point. Well, that's also gonna give them a clue. I guess it leaves them with only 1 mana, but do I draw a land? Alright, well this is going to be good. Because I can make them sack. Okay, I will. Okay, this is great. This is in fact. Oh, and this also allows me to save the Strider for another turn. Yeah, so collect evidence. 2. I guess I'm gonna have 2+5 to leave a because you need to have a creature that you exile with to make the multipede, work. So they have to sack this and they have to actually double block this, and that's great. Unless this is gonna draw them, they will have 1 black or green mana after they, after they crack the clue. If that's gonna be a 1 mana thing, well, they didn't even try, because this land they have, it taps for 2 mana actually. This taps for 2. There is a 1 mana trick in the format. But there's also the Death Touch trick for 1 mana. So I guess they didn't have that in their deck. But let's say they don't draw anything useful with this clue. They have to, because this has Menace and Lifelink. I go to 17 and they have to lose both of these. And I can do the Menace thing on the next turn again, thanks to the Gravestone Strider. Okay, but that was of Rat winning 2 games. Good job. Okay, the first time I see the Investigator, I'm keeping this hand because the Investigator gets a clue even from itself. So unless they exile this, I'm gonna get the card back. This 5-lander is acceptable. Also, I have a 3-drop here. And another 3-drop here. This does trigger only from non-token creatures, so the Dogwalker's friends won't work. I don't like seeing being on the draw tonal tipster on the opposing side. But okay, they had well, that's interesting. Nothing. Well, I can attack here, and if they have something, I get the clue from this thing anyway. They actually had nothing. This needs double red or white. This needs double red, so I can't actually get these things happen yet. I wonder if I'm supposed to. I'm still doing this. Because this was also a possibility to conceal. So now they have a 5-drop. It's pretty weird they had nothing, but did they draw this or did they want to leave mana up? I don't know anymore. The leech is good. Death Touch +1/+0. Well, I guess I'll see if they have an actual counterspell now. Nope. So let's do this, and I'm willing to attack with just this guy. I'll get a clue if it dies, so it's pretty good. Now it's worth leaving the Investigator home here for a while at least. Okay, I get the clue here now anyway, which is all I care about. I can take 4 from that thing, and I have a decent attack. Oh, but that's not the Dogwalker, so I'm... Oh, wait a minute, I have a much better thing. I get another clue here now. Wow, that's fantastic. They might trade with this guy, so let's just give this thing more power. When you attack with 3 or more, get a clue. Well, this is fun. 9 damage to them, and they don't block with this guy. This must be something really good. Well, it could be some crazy rare, but it can also be a 6/7 reach guy. But it would make the tipster tapped. So what I'm gonna do here, because I do have the mana to both disguise this and I mean play it face down and then yeah, I have only one red mana, so I actually would have to do this like this no matter what. But now I can use this as a trick, as a combat trick, as funny as it sounds. So who's gonna get the +3/+0? I guess I'm +1/+0 and Death Touch. I guess the Dual Leech is gonna get that. And then we will attack with 3 if that's a possibility that's given to us. So I'm gonna get another clue here and we'll see what they're gonna do with their own disguised creature. Okay, this is totally fine for me now. I know they're gonna open this guy, so I'm not going to use my equipment yet. So let's see what is this disguised guy. It is the 6/7 and that allows me to win the game because now I can turn this guy face up and I have a 3 power creature going through. Let's make it 6 power. That's that. Well, again, I don't think I'm going to do any sideboarding, so let's go. Okay, they go first. I have this hand, which is going to be good enough. No black, but no swamps, but no black cards either, and I can actually dig deeper with this thing. I got my scapegoat for some early damage here. I didn't draw the anthem effects in a couple of games here now. I did not need them, I guess. Alright, so here we need to play a 2-drop. Unless I would just want to demand some answers. Well, no matter what, I think I'm going to... I don't have to attack with it. I can leave this, you know, to block. And then play something I will disguise. Not disguise, but suspect. Might as well have the 3-1. I'm gonna do this now. And they would have to sink 3 mana to it to make it unblockable, and I would be definitely fine with that. Well, they are not gonna do that. So, oh, what a fantastic draw. Now I can of course attack with both guys because I'm... Okay, they are gonna trade with the scapegoat. I would take that trade any day. But you know what is great? The fact I just get my... maybe I should play 3 colors more often. It's too easy to get the mana working. Well, not exactly. I had a game where I had a lot of trouble getting the mana work, but then I got the good results from the Wrath. Because I drew back-to-back swamps when I actually needed to have that happen. Right, the opponent is still not doing much here. Well, I don't think I'm going to do much either, so let's see what happens. This suspected Dogwalker has been doing a lot of work here. Alright, so the offender is not gonna get the counter unless they use the mana for it once. Now I'm going to think that maybe they have a Wrath effect. Well, they didn't see mine in the previous game, but that doesn't mean that they can't have a Wrath. Well, whatever, I'm just doing this. Well, when this is suspected, it can't actually block, so now they should attack no matter what. It's a weird game. What's happening? Maybe they were at the board now. That would make a lot more sense, of course. No. That's not really good enough. This is 3-2. I can just attack with everything but the scapegoat. Oh, I can attack with the scapegoat too, although then I don't have mana for this guy. So what's the most damage? I don't actually mind if they block. Well, actually I want to, use mana efficiently, so this is fine. Death touch there, and then I can attack for 4. And then on the next turn I can turn this face up. It was better to use mana efficiently now. So, okay, the 4th color. Is that enough colors for you? What will it be? Face down card with Swamp Forest up. Okay, well this is gonna be good. Now I don't have to do anything in particular here. Just boost. I guess I could boost the Savior, but if they have removal, they'll likely use it on that. Let's do the dual leech here. Nightbringer Moroi. Is this a win? This is a win. So let's, unless they have, something, but here we try it at least. And that worked. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. The last match wasn't as exciting as the first 2 ones, and I have to be happy to get the 2 wins with this deck. It's just so different from what I usually do, but maybe I will check the draft from the 17 lands again, and maybe there was something I should have done, because it seemed like the blue was maybe happening. I know the Sumala Sentry, picking this card was a mistake. I wasn't gonna be base green-white ever, but I was blue-black for a while. With double War Leader's Call, I kinda just went for it. And I guess the Striders were doing good job in giving me the mana. And well, I did in the first match play these War Leaders Calls. I even had 2 in one of them, but too bad the opponent won 2 out of the 3 games with their Mythic Angel. And because I could have actually won that match too. And Deadly Cover-Up was the one card that won me the match too in both games, I think. So that's definitely a nice card, especially when the opponent kinda doesn't respect it, and maybe, I don't know if the opponent could have done something differently, of course, but the Wraths aren't always good, especially when you play in game 2 or 3 and the opponent knows about it. So sometimes the board will just be so even that wrathing doesn't make much sense. But yeah, that was a weird deck, the weirdest deck I have had in this format, so there you go. Still 2 wins and claim the prize. I will see you in the next draft, and hopefully I can find the open lane easier than I found here, because I basically didn't find the open lane. I kind of forced through the final deck, and I'm happy I got enough playables for that. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.